Hi YouTube, good afternoon. It's Antasia back with another video. I have my baby. She wanted to say hi. Her name is Bonnie, and her name Nerm. Oh my goodness, her name is very conversational, as her name is Bonnie, and nobody really likes the name Bonnie because they feel like it's very old. So yeah, contrary to belief, I feel like Bonnie is really pretty. Yeah, mama, you want to come make a appearance in my video? Yeah, mama baby. Okay, that's enough fun. You go play with your toys, baby, or you can stay with mama. That's fine. So y'all, today I have my locks out. One thing about my locks, I just don't and probably not gonna get them retwisted until I color them again. I did color them like brown all through, but I used like it was like a little color based thing that you like put on your locks and you color them, but it wasn't permanent, and so I washed it out because I'm like, no. But I am going to dye them chocolate soon because they're turning orange from when I did dye them a long time ago, and I just don't like that. So yeah, we're gonna change that. But today I wanted to talk about the importance of mental health. Now, I have been a victim of mental health depression, and you know, just going through stuff, having thoughts, and they really take over me as a person, and I found ways to cope with it, and I found ways to not let my thoughts and my emotions get the best of me, and I just want to share that with you all today. Okay, so what are the 4 types of mental health? So you have depression, bipolar disorders, anxiety disorders, and personality disorders. It's such as like schizophrenia, but I'm not going to get into all of that. I have 2 of them, and I have experienced 2 of them, and that is anxiety and depression. So when it comes to depression with me, I don't know, me being an empath, and I will talk about being an empath, and I feel like it doesn't have anything to do spiritually with me. When I say I'm an empath, I use it as like, oh, I'm an introvert. Like, it's just a word that can describe me in a sense. So me saying empath is not like I'm just using it in a different form. I just know that being an empath, you feel so much that you know, especially the emotions of others, you feel it deeply, and I will talk about that in my next video, so make sure you watch. But as far as depression, like, I used to let my emotions get the best of me and just fall into a deep sadness and like despair and confusion, and just let it take over my whole body to where I wouldn't eat, to where I wouldn't do anything. Like, if I experienced heartbreak, or if I went through something with my family, or I had disappointment going on, or I'm in a really bad situation, I would let it get the best of me to the highest capacity, and that's not healthy. And as far as my anxiety, for example, I was on the phone with somebody recently, and they told, well, one thing about it, I was trying to, you know, let them hear some of my music, and so I was playing my music, and my anxiety was in my head, like, oh, they're not gonna like it. So I would play the music, then play another music, and they was like, do you have anxiety? And I was like, why did you ask that? And they were like, because like, you just going back and forth, you doing one thing and then you're going to the next really quick, and you like changing your mind a lot. And I'm like, oh, that's a form of anxiety? I didn't know that. So I'm like, oh, okay, well, yes it is. But I have anxiety really bad when it comes to like overthinking, or I guess having thoughts that nobody else, like, it don't matter. Like, you'd be like, what are you thinking about that for, when it doesn't matter? Like, but I'm gonna get into the nitty-gritty of like anxiety. Anxiety is a feeling of fear, dread, and uneasiness. It may cause you to sweat, feel restlessness and tense, and have a rapid heartbeat. It's like a normal reaction for like stress. So like, for instance, a heartbreak. A heartbreak can cause stress, just you ain't gonna eat, you got feeling you can't sleep, you very tense and very snappy, and you very like sensitive and emotional. That's just a lot to like it's just a lot. Uneasiness, right? And so I just want to normalize anxiety, because it's like some people use like substances to try to ease their anxiety, right? Like they'll, you know, either smoke or drink to try to brush the anxiety away. And sometimes that doesn't help, you know, like not everything is gonna go away unless you dig deep inside of what's going on and really like tackle the issue, you know. So I just feel like when somebody says, oh, I have anxiety or I'm depressed, like they're looked as like mental patients. And I don't see that. I see that as being a human and experiencing raw emotions and experiencing things. And just because you don't know how to cope with them or you don't know what's going on in the moment doesn't mean you're a bad person or you need to go check into like a psychiatric facility. Like, I don't believe that. I just believe that there are certain things that we can do as humans to cope and deal with these things in a healthy way to where they don't resurface, right? So it refers to an anticipation of a future concern as well. So a future concern. One thing about me, I have noticed and gathered into my mind to stop thinking of the future, right? I can only live in the present. I can only control what's going on in the moment. And I'm not saying that it's me that can control anything. Like, the Most High controls everything. Whatever happens in our life, like I say in most of my videos. Sorry, you all, I had a call for work. I don't know where I left off at, but I basically was saying that I rather live in the now rather than think about the future, plan the future, because one thing that I have learned is that plans never come as planned, if that makes sense. Like, it just doesn't. Like, you can plan something and think it's gonna go this way, something's gonna happen. Like, that's just life. Like, I had to come to the maturity that when you make plans, they're not always gonna go as planned. So don't make plans, just go with the flow. Live life as if you don't have any plans. Go with the flow, enjoy the moment, and live in the moment, because you can't take that moment back. I can't go back from yesterday. I can't go back to a month. What happened is what happened. Either I'm gonna sit there in depression and anxiety and just think all over the roof, or I'm gonna move on and continue with my life and continue to enjoy the simple things in life, right? So it's just like it's a fight or flight reaction that you have, okay? You either have to like overcome your anxiety, or you have to let it take over you, right? And so some ways that I do help my anxiety is to practice mindfulness, right? I talk about mindfulness all the time because I feel like mindfulness is such an important thing in your life, and everybody should always practice mindfulness, you know, whether it's something as simple as down to the food you're eating. Practice mindfulness when you're eating. Like, practice when you're eating the food, practice tasting the food, thinking about its texture. Don't just swallow the food and not even just chew it and taste it. Like, examine the flavors. Like, I'm a good cook too, so I like to examine everything, and I'll say, oh, this has cumin in it. Oh, this has Parmesan cheese in it, or something. I don't know. Like, I like to be mindfulness in everything I do. Observe your surroundings. And when it comes to anxiety and the emotions that you're feeling, observe your emotions. Know what emotions that you're going through right now, and then face those, tackle those, and be like, okay, in this moment, I'm feeling this way. How can I get myself out of this hole that I'm in right now and move and uplift myself? How can I do that? So the moral of this video is to normalize anxiety, because we all deal with it. We all go through it. It all happens to us at one moment in life, in our journey of this thing called life. Like, we are all going to experience it. And a lot of people are like on meds and things like that. I personally don't believe in chemicals, because I just feel like what are we putting chemicals in our bodies for when you can like drink herbs, take herbs, even down to vitamins, like to help you with whatever you're going through. Like as long as you're eating right and as long as your mental is like at play, then I feel like you can cure anything. Like herbs are from the earth and they are made to heal us. So I don't believe in chemicals. There's some people whose life has changed drastically by getting off of meds and, you know, taking herbs and things like that. So that's just one thing that I just don't believe in. I'm not pushing my belief on anybody else, but that's just something that I don't believe in. But let's normalize anxiety. Let's normalize tackling it and not letting it get the best of us as we are experiencing it. I just know that this world wants everybody to be perfect, but perfect is never going to happen because nobody's perfect. And we all are human. If you are human, because I know some other folks out here, I don't know, but we all are human, and I feel like we all deserve to experience humanly things. So that concludes this video. I hope y'all liked it. I am gonna make a new video right after this one on empath or being an empath, and I hope you all enjoy that. Thank you for being here. If you are here, subscribe because it really helps me, and like this video because it also really helps me. I love you all. Y'all have a great day. I know it's cold, but try to enjoy the sunlight and what the world brings us. I love you. Bye.